So, welcoming you to this very gentle Yin Yoga class that we're going to have. And really, the intention is to just take a bit of time to come into our body, to start to feel our sensations of the body, to start become more aware and bring awareness into our bodies, to really cultivate this notion of embodiment, feeling the felt sense of the body. Our bodies are really wonderful teachers, so we really need to give the time to listen and to really feel the sensations and the messages that are trying to be communicated. So with Yin Yoga, we want to make sure we are going to be softening into our poses. So we don't want to be holding any tension in our muscles, so we don't want to have them tight. We want to relax them. And when we do that, we can get deeper into the connective tissue of the body. This is the fascia. It's all the deeper tissues that sort of surround the bones, surround our organs, surround the brain, and go from the surface all the way to the depths of our bodies. So it really is a whole communication network. It's not just something that sticks everything together like people used to think, connective tissue, hence its name. It's actually this whole network of communication which holds the tensegrity of the body. So if we bash ourselves here and we take an impact from some sort of if we're falling over or something, then that pressure will come into the body, and what the body will do is it will actually readjust to hold that that force that's come in the best way possible, and that is always held in the fascia. So when we work with Yin Yoga, we're going into a deeper layer. We're going to get sort of underneath the muscles and into this kind of more yin place. So the yin is the feminine. It's the sort of more deeper, unconscious place in our bodies. And yin is also associated with, it's the sort of passive principle. Yang is active. It's the sun. It's the masculine. Yin is the passive. So when we're doing Yin Yoga, we really want to make sure we bring about this idea of passivity. So we're not trying to strain in any kind of posture we're going to be doing. We're not going to try and also hold ourselves. We're going to try and relax into gravity. We're going to let gravity, what we call passive traction, to take us deeper into the pose. And what we really need to do is to surrender and to let go. So with that, we will set our intention for the practice today. Just closing the eyes, taking a nice deep breath into the lungs, and exhaling. Let's do one more, and this time breathing all the way to the base of the spine, inhaling. And exhaling. One more, breathing all the way to the base of the spine. Nice full breath. And exhaling. Setting our intention to surrender to whatever comes to us, whatever sensations we may feel. And we can just gently begin by doing some nice neck rolls, rolling out to the right hand side. And if you have any issues with your neck, just be careful going back. And let's align the breath with the movement. So breathing in as we come back, breathing out as we come forward. Now it can be nice to keep our eyes closed throughout the duration of this Yin Yoga practice. It will help us go deeper into the body, align us with feeling a bit more of sensation, so we're not so externally focused. And coming back to center, rolling out the other way, inhaling as you come back, and exhaling as you come forward. And coming back to center. This time we're going to do some short, sharp movements. 2 movements to the left, 2 movements to the right, 2 movements diagonally, 2 movements diagonally back, and then just back. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And just a natural breath here. So here we're really opening up the neck, especially the cervicals. C1, C2 can hold some tension in this area. And just finishing, keeping the eyes closed and feeling the sensation of flow through the neck up to the crown, focusing on the crown chakra. At the top of the head. And then we'll just open up our chest. So we're going to open up our hands, inhaling, deep inhale, wide with the arms, exhaling, coming back in. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, just filling up the lungs. And exhaling, making sure all the air comes out. And the next inhale, keeping the arms out wide. Here, pointing the fingers. What we're going to do is we're going to roll our wrists and our elbows. Breathing in and breathing out. This is opening up the fascia through the joints. Rolling our elbows and our joints. Might feel a lot of tension through this. That's normal. And then just allowing the arms to come back down. Closing the eyes and just taking a moment again to feel the sensation of the body. So we're going to come onto our hands and our knees into cat cow. So here we can just start to just wiggle like a snake your back. So I'm going to be kind of wiggling my pelvis, wiggling my shoulders, and creating a sort of S through my back. Just waking up the lumbar, waking up the thoracic, the middle of the spine, and then waking up the cervicals and my neck. And then you can come into what we call marauding bear, okay? So here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be really opening into any area where I feel there might be some kind of tension, the nooks and the crannies that are hard to get to. Opening my mouth, my jaw, as I move pelvis and come back down, rolling around, maybe even trying to create a figure of 8. Breathing in and breathing out, as if I was a marauding bear on my paws. Just creating nice fluidity through the spine, through the arms, and through the pelvis. And coming back to center. Now what you can do is you can inhale, the left hand comes up. We're going to thread the needle. Looking high, we're going to thread the left hand underneath the right arm, bringing our shoulder onto the ground, and can be our chin, side of our head, our forehead onto the ground. And here we're just relaxing the left arm. A little bit of a spinal twist. Breathing into the left scapula, left shoulder. Making more space. We can use our right arm, right hand, we can push into the ground to increase the twist. But really we just want to let go, softening the left hand. So always in Yin Yoga we hold the poses for a little bit longer. So we wait for the body to deepen. And taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, pushing into your right arm, and then you're going to unthread your left arm, and we're going to do it on the other side this time. So inhaling the right arm up, looking up high, and then threading that underneath the left arm, bringing our right shoulder onto the ground, and having the process of the same, slowly letting go. Breathing into the right scapula and shoulder. And taking a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, pushing into the left hand, bringing out the right arm. And from here, slowly we can just rock back onto our heels. And we're just going to do a very short pose. Can be a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to tuck under our toes. And we're going to come up onto our heels. So you may feel a little bit of pressure and pain in your toes, but we're really opening up the toe joints here. Whenever we open up our extremities, like our fingers and our toes, it can be quite powerful effect on the body. It can really open and help the flow through the body. So just breathing into any stimulation that you may be feeling through this. Cultivating what we call equanimity, the witness mind. So even if the body is talking to you, can you just watch it without reaction? And taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you can slowly bring your toes back down onto the ground. Fold them out. Now we're going to come into a little ankle stretch here. Okay, this is an area we don't really stretch too much. It's the front of our ankles. So here, I'm just going to be bringing my arms and my hands behind either side of my feet. And I'm going to sort of just rock back. I can bring my hands actually a little bit further behind. I'm just going to rock back, lifting my knees. And you should feel a nice little stretch along the front of the legs and through the tendons of our ankles. Again, you can close the eyes. Feeling the target area of the ankles and the front of the legs, across the top of the feet. Breathing into any stimulation you may feel. If it's very, very painful, you can always put some kind of pad down. So you can put a blanket down underneath your feet just to create a little bit more padding. And slowly you can release, bringing the knees back down as you walk your hands further forward. And slowly we can bring our legs out from underneath us and give our feet a little bit of a shake, shaking out any tension. And I also like to just do some circles with my feet, opening up the ankle joints. Again, when we can increase our mobility through our ankles, it has a knock-on effect through all of the body. Wrists and ankles, really important joints. And then reversing, going the other way, the ankles. And we can bring our wrists in as well. So opening up the wrists. And the other way. And then coming to stillness. Okay, so we're going to go into another pose. Come this side. This one we can come into half shoelace. So I'm going to bring my left foot into my right thigh, okay? Allowing my right foot leg to be long. And I'm just going to soften. I'm not going to tense the muscles here. And I'm going to slowly walk my hands forward. I'm going to find the first place of resistance, wherever that might be. It might be up here for you, it might be here, here, or all the way down. So when you find that first place of resistance, that's where the pose is really going to start for you. So feeling that resistance and then inviting softness, using the breath, especially the exhalation, to invite the body to soften, to deepen, and allow gravity, passive traction, to take you slowly further into the pose. Sometimes it can take a minute or two for the connective tissue to change state and become more liquefied. And when that happens, we can tend to go a little bit further into the pose. Cultivating this witness sensation, or this witness idea of watching, feeling the sensations. So our target area here is really the back of the hamstrings of the right leg. So in Chinese medicine, this is the bladder channel we're working on, the bladder and the kidney. A lot to do with the water element. This is where relates to winter time. Whenever we stretch the back of the body through these channels, we can find it really helps to restore us, like a winter where everything goes under the surface before it blooms in spring and summer. It can help us kind of renew ourselves. So just seeing if you can go a little bit deeper into the pose now, without pushing. Hopefully the body's just opened up a little bit. You always want to just listen to your own body here. You are your own master. You know your body best. Don't want to be going so far that the pain, that you feel pain in a way that you feel too much to hold. We want to be in what's called the sweet spot. The sweet spot is where we're feeling sensation, but it's not overpowering, and we can hold it and meet it with love and kindness. Taking the moment to also scan the body. Where else in your body might you be holding on to tightness? It might be in the throat, it might be in the jaw, the back of the heart. If you feel any areas where you're holding on to tension, just breathing into those areas and inviting a softening. Taking a nice deep breath in and slowly walking the hands back up. So when we come out of Yin Yoga poses, we want to do it very, very slowly. Okay, because we've been holding the pose for so long. We're going to come into the other side this time. So releasing the left leg in front, we're going to bring the right foot into the left thigh. And then we're going to do the same process, walking our hands forward, finding that first place of resistance, and then that's where we will start the pose from. So we're also working up the spine as well, through the rector spinae muscles, all the way from our little toe actually, all the way up the back of the calf, back of the hamstrings, through the pelvis and up either side of the spine to the neck, and then over the top of the head to the inside of the eye. That's where the bladder channel runs. So you could even hold that awareness of the whole of that channel whilst you're doing this pose, feeling into that area across the back of the body. So keep holding the pose and going a little bit deeper. And taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale slowly, you can come out of the pose. And we're going to come into what we call the rebound. So coming straight into a Shavasana in as little movement as possible. Keeping the arms and legs open, a little bit away from the body. Really feeling a sense of ground beneath you. And allowing the rebound that sometimes can feel a little bit energetic, a little bit vulnerable in this place. Just really welcoming the sensations to come through. As the whole of the tensegrity of the body, the tension that we're holding, is shifted, is moved, is released through the connective tissue. Taking a nice deep inhalation into the belly and the lungs, and exhaling. So just hugging your knees into your chest. We're just going to rock out the lumbar from side to side. And we can come into our next pose, which is going to be stirrup, or what's also known as happy baby. So we're going to bring our hands inside our knees. We're going to grab the inside of our we're going to grab the soles of our feet from the inside. You can also come from the outside if it feels better. And we're going to be drawing our knees either side of our chest towards the ground. We're not going to be putting too much pressure. We're not trying to pull it down. We're just allowing gravity to take our arms and legs down. Closing the eyes, taking this moment to soften into this deep hip opener. We can hold a lot of tension in our hips, hold a lot of stories, a lot of old pain. So just welcoming the surrendering, the softening. Nice breath, easy breath. As soon as the breath becomes hard to breathe, or it breaks its nice rhythm, maybe you're pushing a little bit too hard, you can always come out a little bit from the pose. Softening the jaw, softening the neck, breathing into the belly, and taking a nice deep inhalation. As you exhale, you can release your legs, coming straight into again a Shavasana, allowing the body a little bit of time to readjust itself. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling. So from the position you're in, I invite you to bring again your knees up into your chest. We're going to come into what's known as snail, similar to plough. Okay, so if you have a sensitive, it's like T1, thoracic 1. So there's a bone on that you have on your first thoracic spine, and sometimes some people it can hurt a little bit on the ground. So you can put again like a blanket underneath your shoulders and neck to give you a bit of padding. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be pushing with my hands into the ground, coming up onto my shoulders and then bringing my knees to my forehead. So my weight's on my shoulders, bringing my knees to my forehead, and just having the arms on the ground, stabilizing you. And if this feels good, you can widen or open the knees, allowing them to come either side of the head, and bring your toes onto the ground. So if you have any back injuries, sensitive back, go very, very easy. Don't want to feel any sharp pains. So again, we're working the back of the body. And taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, you can slowly raise the feet off the ground, and you can support your back with your hands, and slowly coming out of the pose, straight into a Shavasana with as little movement as possible. Allowing the rebound to come through the body, through the connective tissue, sensation, and just welcoming it. Feeling your weight on the ground. Taking a moment to just tune into your bones. Feeling the connection of your bones on the ground and the heaviness. And just giving gratitude and thanks to the earth that's holding you up, that's supporting you. So the last pose we're going to be doing is going to be called Twisted Roots. So take a nice deep inhalation and exhale. So you inhale, bringing the knees to the chest. And again, we can just rock out the lumbar a little bit. And again, I'm going to stay in this position. And I'm going to bring my right leg over my left leg. Okay, my right knee over my left knee. And then I'm going to slowly bring my legs down to the left-hand side. My arms, they can be wide on the ground. They can also be behind my head. See what feels right for you. Depending on how high my knees are, the higher my knees, the more I get into the thoracic. The lower, the more I get into my lumbar. So here we're creating a nice twist through the body. Whenever we create a twist or a spinal twist, we're working on the wood element, in particular, the liver and the gallbladder. Quite dynamic meridians and channels and energies. So we can feel quite a strong rebound after doing twists, especially working on the central column. So just taking this moment to really breathe into any areas of stimulation. The gallbladder channel starts on the fourth toe and it comes up the lateral side, the outside of the leg, all the way up through the calf, the thigh, the outside, through the glutes. So sort of up the IT band through the glutes, and then it zigzags sort of from front to back over the side of the body, into the armpit, through the shoulder, and then up over the side of the head. Can be a lot to do with temporal headaches, so headaches that you have on the side of the head. Can be a lot to do with liver, gallbladder. So doing these spinal twists will help to just open up any stagnancy or any energy that's reverse flowed coming to the head. And yeah, just really taking this time to soften, to deepen. Also again, a nice opening through the chest, through the obliques. And taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just slowly Bringing your legs back up and untangling them, and then we're going to come straight into the other side. So bringing the left leg over the right and bringing those legs down to the right hand side this time. Some people like to look to the left, the opposite direction of the legs, or you can keep your head straight, whatever feels right for you. Don't want to be causing any strain. Surrendering, deepening, softening. With every exhalation, letting go a little bit more. And taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, untangling the legs, and we're going to come into our final Shavasana. Bringing the legs out wide to the corners of the mat. Putting a blanket over us if we're a little bit chilly. And we're just going to rest here for a few minutes to really integrate the practice. sun melt the cold from my bones. Curtain rise, take the darkness from my eyes. Breathing in, putting life into my lungs. As a child, I am Eastern sun melt the cold from my bones. Curtain rise, take the darkness from my eyes. Breathing in, putting life into my lungs. As a child, I am born Taking a nice deep breath into your belly and your lungs, and letting it go. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing the awareness back into the body. Hugging the knees into your chest. You can just slowly roll onto your right hand side. And in your own time, coming to a nice seated position where we're just going to end the class. So in your seated position, just rubbing your hands together, creating a little bit of heat. And bringing that over your eyes. Breathing in the heat that you've just created into the eyes. And then rubbing the hands together again. And this time bringing them to heart center. We're just going to end with a short metta prayer, loving kindness prayer. So bringing our awareness into our hearts, really feeling from this centered place, heart-centered place. May I be happy, may I be well, may I be at peace. May I cultivate qualities of patience, gratitude, and acceptance. May I live in harmony with the world. May all beings be happy, may all beings be well, may all beings be at peace. May all beings cultivate qualities of patience, gratitude, and acceptance. May all beings live in harmony with the world. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining this online class. And I hope it's given you some restoration and some rest, and you feel good from it. I certainly feel good from it. And yeah, look forward to the next one. Thank you.